In this video, we're going to be demonstrating teaching a return to heel position. So I'm going to start facing the puppy and making sure their attention's on me. I then am going to use a treat, put that right up to their nose, and use it to lure them into this little do-si-do pattern so that they end up facing the same direction I am, and their shoulder is about parallel to my knee. I then am going to pivot either 90 or 180 degrees just as a way of resetting, and then use that treat to lure them into position again. Now, left hand side is the traditional side for heel, but you can also do your right hand side if you prefer. Similarly, I'm a little bit loosey-goosey with this. I don't need them to be exactly parallel to my knee, though this is kind of shoulder to knee is traditional. Especially in the beginning, I'm going to be reinforcing any approximation, so I just want them in the general heel area. And you'll notice this is our first time working on this, and our puppy's being a little bit jumpy and can get lost sometimes while we're leading him around, and that's okay. We're going to just kind of ignore this other behavior and then reinforce in the position we want. So if he's jumping, we're going to ignore all of that, wait for him to get into position, then mark and treat. And if he gets a little bit lost while being lured into position, we're just going to wait for him to find the correct spot and then mark and treat there. So after a number of repetitions with a treat, I'm going to start to fade that treat there. So I'm still going to have the treats in my other hand, but I am just going to use the same hand motion to invite the puppy into my left hand side and into heel position. I will then mark and bring the treat to them. One hint is that it can help to step back with your left leg. This will help to invite the puppy in and give them space to complete their little do-si-do motion. Oftentimes our dogs are really space aware, so if we don't give them that space, they'll feel a bit crowded. And this is also something to note if you're working on this inside or in a tight space. If we have the dog moving into a wall, they might feel a bit crowded by that and need a little bit more space. But also movement kind of triggers movement, so by moving our leg back, we're inviting them in and encouraging them to move into heel position. If our puppy's having some trouble following my hand without the treat, I'll just go back to using that treat there a few more times and then try again with just my hand motion. After some repetitions with just that hand motion, I want to see if we can start adding it on a verbal cue. So I'm going to use my verbal cue before my hand motion in order to transfer that cue. A lot of people like to use the word heel. I will often say swing or switch to indicate that I'm wanting them to swing into position. But what word you choose doesn't matter, just that we're presenting it before the hand motion.